Dear children, welcome to the online video class. Grade 6, Chapter 2, Components of Food. Dear children of grade 6, welcome to the video class. It gives me an immense pleasure to meet you all in this video class. Now we are going to go to Chapter 2, Components of Food. Okay, so what we have seen in the first chapter, we have seen what are the food items we eat, and we also identified that we are eating different kinds of food at different times. Okay, now you can see the figure which is given in the book. Okay, so this is a meal. The meal consists of chapati, dal and brinjal curry. And North Indian people, they used to eat like this. They eat chapati and dal and brinjal curry. If we are Tamilan means we will be eating rice, sambar and vegetable preparation. So we may also include curd or buttermilk in our meal. If we are in Kerala means we will be eating appam, fish curry and vegetables also. Okay, so what does it mean? So people in different areas, they eat different food. If we are in Kerala means we will be eating one kind of food. In Tamil Nadu or in Andhra, it differs, isn't it? Now come to the activity 1. Okay, see, come to the table 2.1. In 2.1, some common meals of different regions or states are given. Okay, for example, consider Punjab. Okay, so item of grain. So what is meant by grain? So in each meal we will be eating one kind of grain. Okay, for example, in the breakfast if we eat idli means it contains rice as the grain. During lunch if we eat rice means it also contains rice as the grain. At the dinner if we take chapati means it contains wheat as the grain. Okay, so all our meal, it contains at least one kind of grain. Okay, then we will be taking an item of dal or meat. Okay, we will be taking the item of dal or meat. Then we used to take some vegetables. We used to say poriyal, no? Then other thing also we will be taking. We will be taking curd, ghee or buttermilk, or we will be taking pickle. Okay, so we used to eat different types of food at different times, isn't it? See, the state of Punjab is given. Okay, they are eating roti. Roti means it contains corn as the grain. Then they are taking rajma. Rajma means kidney beans. Okay, so that is the item of dal they are taking. And vegetables, they are eating mustard leaf curry. Okay, mustard plant. From the mustard plant they are collecting mustard leaf and they are taking it as vegetable. Then other things, they are taking curd or ghee. Okay, Andhra, rice, then two dal and rasam, then vegetables, others they have taken. Okay, similarly, you can add one more state here. Okay, you can add Tamil Nadu or we can add Kerala. So, whatever it may be. Okay, so this is your activity, you can do it. Okay, you consider your home. So, we are in Tamil Nadu, no? So, item of grain we eat. Mostly we used to take rice. Then item of meat or dal means we used to take two dal, or if it is meat means we used to take mutton. Then vegetables means carrot, beetroot, like that we used to keep some vegetables for our meal, no? Then other things means butter, ghee, pickle. So you can fill this in the third column. Okay, so what do we understand from this activity? What do we understand from this activity? So we are not depending on the same type of food. We eat different varieties of food. We are not at all taking the grain alone, or we are not at all taking the dal alone, or we are not at all taking the vegetables alone. Okay, we take everything in a combined form. We used to take rice, we used to take two dal, then we used to take other vegetables also. So we depend on different types of food, isn't it? Yes. Okay. Then see, in your book they are giving. Okay, if we are traveling from one place to other. Okay, if you are traveling from one place to another, we are in a travel in a bus or in a train or in a car, we will be eating the food items like this? Definitely not. We used to take any one rice, or we used to take that tamarind rice or curd rice like that. Okay, so depending upon the situation, we used to eat different type of food. If you are going to a reception, wedding reception, okay, there we will be getting different types of meals. We will be having rice in one side, we will be having idli in other side, then variety of dals and variety of vegetables also. Okay, it depends upon the place, we used to take different types of food. Okay, now an important topic is there. To come to the topic 2.1, what do different items contain? Okay, what do different food items contain? For example, Andhra Pradesh, in Andhra Pradesh, rice, toa dal, then buttermilk, ghee, pickle. So what does it contain? We are going to see what does it contain. Okay, so what is meant by ingredients? We have already seen in chapter 1. What is meant by ingredients? Recall what is meant by ingredients. The materials which is used to prepare a food item is called ingredients. Okay, so where do we get these ingredients? The answer is also in chapter 1. We get these ingredients either from a plant or from a animal. Okay, so these ingredients are needed for our body. Okay, these ingredients are needed for our body. Okay, so they are called components. So these components are called nutrients. Okay, these components are called nutrients. Okay, so what does it mean? For preparing a food item, we need one or more ingredients. Okay, where do we get these ingredients? We get these ingredients from plants and animals. Okay, so these ingredients are called components. What they are called? Components. Okay, they are the essential things that is needed for our body. So these components are called nutrients. Okay, so remember this, correct for this word, nutrient. Okay, so what is the definition for nutrient? The components that are needed for our body are called nutrients. Okay, now we are going to see the major nutrients in our food. Okay, we are going to see the major nutrients in our food. Take your pencil and underline. Okay, carbohydrates. Okay, the first nutrient is carbohydrates. Then proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals. Okay, these 5 are the major nutrients. Carbohydrates. Okay, carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals. In addition to that, our body also needs dietary fiber and water. Okay, in addition to these 5 major nutrients, our body also needs dietary fibers and water. So where do we get this dietary fibers and water? We get from the food which we eat. Okay, children, have you all understood? Have you all understood now what is a nutrient? Nutrients are the components essential for our body, that is needed for our body. Then we have also seen the 5 major nutrients, and in addition to that we have also seen other 2 nutrients also. Okay, have you all understood? Now we are going to test whether our cooked food or the raw food contains these nutrients or not. Okay, so what we are going to do? We are going to test the presence of carbohydrates, proteins and fats in our food. Okay, we are going to test the presence of carbohydrates, proteins and fat in our test. Okay, so this test has to be carried out in the laboratory. Okay, for this we need solutions. Okay, for this we need solutions. We need 3 solutions. The first solution is iodine. The second solution is copper sulfate. And the third solution is caustic soda. Okay, for testing carbohydrates, for proteins and fats, we need 3 solutions. The first solution is iodine. second solution is copper sulfate, third one is caustic soda. In addition to this, we also need some test tubes, 2 or 3 test tubes, and we also need a dropper also. Okay, see in the figure. Okay, so Pagali is having in her hand, isn't it? So that is the dropper. By the dropper we can, have you seen the ink dropper? Okay, we are adding ink drop by drop, no? So like this we can use this dropper and we can add the solutions drop by drop. Okay children, then one more thing, the important thing. Okay, so we can test the cooked food item or the raw materials. For testing we can take the cooked food items or even the raw material, and we should not taste any chemicals or we should not smell any chemicals. That is very important. Okay, now we are going to test the presence of carbohydrate in a food item. Okay, we are going to test the presence of carbohydrate in a food item. Okay, so there are many types of carbohydrates. Okay, this you have to know it very well. There are many types of carbohydrates. Starch is one type of carbohydrate. Note it down. Okay, starch. S-T-A-R-C-H. Okay, starch is one type of carbohydrate. The food which we eat contains starch carbohydrate. Okay, so we have to test the presence of starch only. Okay, we have to test the presence of starch only in the food item. Okay, now come to the activity 2. Okay, note it down. For testing starch, we need only one solution, that is iodine solution. What do we need? What do we need? We need iodine, that is dilute iodine solution. What is meant by dilute iodine solution? Dilute means we have to add some amount of water to that iodine. See, the method of preparation of iodine solution is given. Okay, so this iodine solution is available in the lab. Okay, so we can add few drops of water to this iodine and we can prepare iodine solution. Okay, so if we have tincture, okay, in the home, if we have any wounds, we used to clean with tincture, no? Okay, we can take the tincture iodine also and we can add some water. Okay, so this is the way of preparing iodine solution. Okay, now what we have to do means we have to take the food item. Okay, we have to take the food item. See how they have taken. See, they have taken a bowl and here they have taken a potato. Here the potato is the food item. Then what they are doing? They are adding iodine solution drop by drop. Okay, they are adding iodine solution drop by drop. Okay, so the food item, they are adding iodine solution drop by drop. Okay, if the food item is changing into blue-black color, okay, if the food item is changing into blue-black color means it denotes that the food item contains starch. If we are not at all getting blue-black color means it denotes that the food item does not have starch. Okay, have you understood children? Okay, then shall we go for the next one? Okay. Test for protein. Okay, test for protein. Okay, so what we have to do means we have to take the food item. We can take the raw food item or we can take the cooked food item. Okay, then we have to mash that. Okay, using the mortar. Okay, we have to grind or we have to mash that. Okay, then we have to take it in a clean test tube. See, okay, he had taken the food item in the clean test tube. Okay, for testing protein, we need 2 solutions. Okay, the first solution is copper sulfate, the second solution is caustic soda. The first solution is copper sulfate, the second solution is caustic soda. Okay, so what we have to do? To the food item, we have to add 2 drops of copper sulfate and 10 drops of caustic soda. Okay, see. how this boy is doing. He has taken the food item in the test tube and he is adding 2 drops of copper sulfate solution and 10 drops of caustic soda. If we get violet color means it denotes the food item contains protein. If we are not at all getting this violet color means the food item does not contain protein. That is the absence of protein. Have you all understood, children? Okay. If you do not understand means go through the video 2 times and you can understand it clearly. Okay, see how to prepare copper sulfate solution. Okay, copper sulfate solution we have seen. Okay, solution, how we can prepare a solution? We have to add salt and we have to add water. So like that we have to take 2 gram of copper sulfate and 100 ml of water and we can prepare copper sulfate solution. Okay. Then for caustic soda we have to take 10 gram of caustic soda and 100 ml of water. We get caustic soda solution. Okay children, have you understood? Okay. Then the last one is we have to test the presence of fat. Okay, have you ever brought a bhaji in your nearby shop? Okay, they used to give that bhaji in the paper, no? The paper will be fully of oily patches, isn't it? So if it contains oily patches means we can say that the food item contains starch. Okay, so here the same thing. Okay, here there is no need of solutions. Just we need a paper, that's all. Okay, so what we have to do means we have to take a small quantity of the food item, wrap it in a piece of paper and crush it. Okay, so that food item has to be wrapped in a piece of paper and that has to be crushed. Okay, then we have to straighten the paper. We should be careful that the paper should not tear. Okay, we have to see an oily patch is there or not. Okay. So, to see that we can hold the paper against light. Okay. So, if the paper contains oily patch means it denotes the food item contain starch. If there is no oily patch means we can also say there is no fat in the food item. Okay children. Have you all understood? Okay. Now we have learned how to test the presence of starch, how to test the presence of proteins and how to test the presence of fat in the food item. Okay, I have told you about vitamins and minerals also, no? Okay, so they are also present in the food item. They are also needed by our body. In the next class, we can see how these vitamins and minerals are needed for our body. Okay, children, I will say you the activity. Okay, do this activity. Dear children, your activity for this class is you complete the table 2.1 and write 20 keywords in topic 2.1. So I will give the examples like carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals, dietary fiber, water, like that you can write 20 keywords. Okay. Then I have given 3 questions. For the 3 questions you have to write the answers. The first question is how will you test the presence of starch in a food item? The second one is how will you test the presence of protein in a food item? The third one is how will you test the presence of fat in a food item? Okay, you write these activities and submit to your class teacher. Thank you children. Meet you all in the next class. Have a nice day.